everyone, my name is George Belleville. I'm a realtor in Maryland, and I'm making this video because I want to answer the question that I get a lot, which is how long does it take to buy a house? And I'm really going to answer that in two parts. So the first part is just from a procedural standpoint. So today's Friday. If you were looking for houses right now, we could go out, look at a house today, make an offer, probably have it all under agreement and wrapped up by the end of the weekend, and you could be living in that house in 21 days. And that's strictly from a procedural standpoint. That's about the fastest a lender can go to close a loan, of course, unless you're paying cash, in the current climate. The market's not as busy, the lenders have a little more capacity. So what really happens is a little bit longer and a little bit different than that. So I'm going to start with what happens before you start looking for a house, and that affects the timing. And the first and most important thing is we do a needs assessment. And maybe you've bought a house before, maybe you're selling a house and buying a new house, you kind of know what you want, but for first-time buyers it takes a little bit longer. We sit down and we go over what you want in a house, community, commute, all of those things. And then we put them all in a search, and we do some searching, and we hopefully find some results, and we go look at them. And what usually happens is that searching and looking process will make you realize that at the price point that you can afford, there may be or may not be some things that you want to change about your search. Sometimes people are willing to drive a little bit farther because they won't give on certain things on the house. Sometimes people will decide they don't want certain things because they really want to be close to a certain area, whatever the case may be. So that process takes a little while. You'll go out and look at houses. You might get lucky and see something right at the beginning that you like, but usually there's a little bit of a modification process that goes along with that, especially if there are two people buying the house, because you kind of have to have those conversations about what you really do want and what you don't want and what you're willing to compromise on. And those conversations can be a lot of fun sometimes. And the other thing is it really has to do with the inventory level of the market. So right now we're coming out of we're still in a very, very low inventory market. So what happens then is there aren't that many houses on the market. There aren't as many to see. There's more competition. So you might see a house you want. You might want to write an offer on it or write an offer on it, and it might not be accepted. And I know in the past couple of years I've had people look for houses for a year. The flip side of that is when there's an excess of inventory, it becomes a buyer's market. There are so many houses out there. You go out and you just kind of pick one because you have your choice, because it's much more of a buyer's market. And we're not in that right now, but we could be. So like I said, so maybe a week or two or 3 to 4, I'll say, is kind of the standard amount of time people start looking, go out a few different times, look at houses, kind of mull their options and really come to a firm resolution of what they want. And then maybe 21, but say 30 to 45 days until actual closing. So that's about the norm for how long it takes to look at a house or look for a house. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know. All our contact information is below. So we'd love to hear from you, and have a great day.